night game, but they put it during the day on ESPN2. And we see California, a team, that's capable of putting up points, had a heartbreaking loss last week to Virginia Tech, 42-34 in double overtime. Got to be able to make the plays down the stretch. The quarterbacks had an up and down year. Jerron Kiwi-Sagapolutele, he's had kind of an up and down year, but when he's on, he's on. And one thing I like so far is he's been taking care of that football. He ain't been turning it over. He's been making the right reads and doing what he's supposed to do to help out his team and his bunch. So that's something I wanted to point out. And he's had 200 yards in every game pretty much this season. 1,982 yards passing, 11 touchdowns. Got to come down to interceptions. Has 7 this season for California. But a player to watch is going to be Kendrick Raphael. He's been a stud. 2 rushing touchdowns in their last game against VT. He can do pretty much a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that, you have a Jacob De Jesus, who's very good for California. Has been one of their best weapons. Senior laden receiver, really good route runner, can create separation at the top of his routes. When you have that, you feel pretty good if you're California. They just can't stop nobody. They got good linebackers, they got good players, but they just the bad thing is they can't stop teams through the air. They really struggle in that category. So, if you Virginia leaning on Jamari Taylor, you got to get him back going again. He's had his struggles. You just lost Xavier Ross for the rest of the year with an ACL injury. So does your depth take a hit? Obviously, with that going on, do you lean more on Taylor in that regard, right? And then can you keep Chandler Morris upright, right? Morris got sacked 6 times. They had a big overtime run to help get a touchdown and pretty much be the game-winning touchdown for the Cavaliers. But it's like, can you keep him healthy? Right, we know about his journey starting at Oklahoma, playing in North Texas here recently, now obviously at Virginia. But can you keep him upright with that offensive line? Can you give him a little bit of a ground game where he doesn't feel like he has to do too much for this team in order for them to win and come out on top? So those are some key storylines that obviously watching this one. Ken Robinson is a stud. I think one of the best linebackers in the ACC. 13 tackles in the last win for them over North Carolina, and obviously failed 2-point conversion for the Tar Heels. He's been really good this year, and I think he has all of the potential in the world. Only a junior. So it's a big game because this could be a trap game for Virginia. And I think they lose, 4-1 in the ACC. They still got big games coming up, the rest of the way, man. So it's tough. You got to go on the West Coast, long trip from the East Coast. The key thing to watching that game is how slow of a start will they have? Will they be focused and ready and hit California in the mouth? Like, who's going to hit each other in the mouth first? That's going to be one of the biggest questions in this game. Obviously, Jamal Edgerrin's been a player coming on too for the Cavaliers. Had the highest graded PFF grade with 71.3, I believe. And then Jason Prevar is one to watch at virtuoso in the back end. Can play slot, can play boundary, can play safety. Can do a little bit of everything. And his presence this year has been critical, for the Cavaliers. So it's a big one, man. I'm gonna go Virginia. I think they should be able to come out on top. Against California, handling their business in order to keep trekking forward. But they have to be careful that they have a plan for Jerron and they slow down Kendrick Raphael as well. But I'm going to go Cavaliers in this one. I'm going to go 28-17 victory over California on the road, 345, obviously at the Golden Bear Stadium. I'm going with Virginia. All right, let's hit the next one.